Hi there, my name is Colin, and I am a FEMBA 2023, which means I'm in the second year of the program, originally from Los Angeles, and I'm a director of business operations at Warner Media. And after finishing the core portion of the program, I am feeling equal parts of relief and stress. Stress because I can't believe the program is nearly coming to an end in about a year and a little bit of a change. And relieved because the core part of the program is definitely rigorous. It is intense. The classes can be really difficult, especially if you hadn't been exposed to some of the various tenets of business and financials in the past. But overall, it's been an incredibly rewarding experience. Though I have to say my life has actually changed tremendously in the last few months. I actually moved into a new role at the beginning of this year in this business operations division. And it's been a really wild ride. I originally came into FEMBA with the intention of pivoting out of marketing and into something a bit closer to the business side of the business, and I have done just that. I feel really, really proud to be where I am today, and I know for sure that it wouldn't have been possible without having FEMBA and all of the amazing tools that I've gathered over the past year and a half. In thinking about the things that I've taken away from the core part of the program, I would say the biggest is really just resilience and belief in myself. You come into these classes really being thrust into a world that you're just now learning about. You're being put into groups with classmates, and you're having to discuss cases and run very rigorous financial analyses and such. And it can all feel really overwhelming at first. But what I've realized is the program was designed in such a way that you sort of have to struggle. You sort of have to go through the rigors and motions of trying to figure it out on your own, because that's where the most learning actually does happen. So I would say the biggest thing that I've taken away from the core part of the program is just this feeling of, yes, this is very difficult. Yes, this is going to be hard, but I know in my heart of hearts that I can do it. And I'm going to do it alongside a bunch of classmates who are also supporting me and cheering me on. And I can say the same thing about them as well. Moving into the elective phase of the program, I think what I'm looking forward to the most is diving into areas that I want to learn more about that were touched very briefly in the core part of the program. So just to explain a bit, the core part of the program, I would say, gives you a very nice broad summary of everything that Anderson has to offer. And from there, it's sort of a choose your own adventure type program where you have to really decide, what do you want to learn more about? What do you want to stay away from? For me personally, I come from the marketing world and I'm looking to move into a non-marketing role, and thus I'm going to stay away from marketing electives. What I think I'm looking forward to the most are some of the elective offerings that will hone some of my soft skills. So negotiations, for instance, is one of the electives that I'm really looking forward to taking, hopefully within the next quarter or two, because inevitably in any business situation, negotiation is certainly going to be one of the main components that sort of determines whether you succeed or you fail. And I've heard a lot about this negotiations class, and you're actually put into a series of very rigorous negotiations in every single class session. You're paired up with a partner, you're given a case study, and you have at it. And so I'm really looking forward to putting those sort of practical skills to the test while also picking up a bit of a tool chest of negotiation tactics in that class. I am very honored to be a voice of FEMBA and to share my experience with everyone. And if I were to repeat core again, the advice that I would give myself is to just enjoy the ride. It's not always going to be easy. It's going to be quite exhausting. But there comes a certain point where you just have to succumb to whatever it is in front of you, hang on for dear life, and just go with it. I don't want to say I would care less, because that's probably the wrong choice of words, but I would simply just be. I would know that I'm trying my hardest, trying my best, and be perfectly okay with whatever the outcome or output from that was. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you around campus at some point one day.